Did everyone hear us?
Hang on.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
And you can see it.
I can see him. Yep.
Okay, Coach, opening statement, and then we will take questions.
Well, hopefully it's good to be home. You know, we had a rough road trip last week, and I think maybe for the first time saw some consistent adversity, so now we get another step towards figuring out what we're made of to a certain degree, I think these two teams are going to be a tremendous challenge anyway, and I think they're coming at a time where we've got to steady ourselves. So it doesn't matter what we feel about, the ups and downs of confidence level and things like that. We better lace them up and be ready to go, because I think it's two of the class teams in our league. So it should be a fun week, and I think that this group's ready to compete again, and that will have to be the case tomorrow night.
Questions?
Hey, Coach, before you guys left and went on the road, we talked about how the next month or so you're going to be playing the top teams in the conference. You guys all are going to be fighting back and forth. So now that you've, played against two of them, what are maybe some of the good things that you saw on the road that you're excited about that'll, benefit you guys over the next couple of weeks as you face, the several other teams, and what's maybe something you guys need to work on?
Well, I mean, there was nothing good that came out of Murfreesboro. I mean, that was just one of those days that hasn't happened a lot and hasn't happened for a long time, but that wasn't a pleasant experience for anybody associated with us. So I guess the thing that came out of that was we saw a sign for a different town. We got out of there. I thought our team responded well at UAB. Didn't respond well enough to win the game, but started that game well. We did a lot of dumb stuff, and that's not to say that UAB wouldn't have made a bunch of shots at the end and beat us anyway, but I don't think we fouled a three-point shooter all year. We fouled 3 of them on Saturday afternoon at UAB for whatever reason, and so just some things like that. But I was happy with when the game goes the way it did on Thursday. You really wonder what you're going to coach on Saturday. That wasn't an issue. We just kind of focus level on some little things that, maybe your 4th day on the road, and we were just a little bit groggy, unfocused at little tiny moments, and it cost us dearly. So, okay with the response, needed to find a way to play better in the 4th quarter, but at the same time, I think you have to, I've given our team credit for making shots in the 4th quarter that we needed to win games. Give UAB credit for making shots in the 4th quarter that they needed to beat us, and so I think it's not just us. We played bad, that kind of talk. They scored 24 points in the 4th quarter. They made shots they needed to make. They got the ball where they needed to get it, and they were just cleaner down the stretch than us. And good team. You've got to be better at the end in order to win them.
Kind of going off of that really quick, at middle, you guys, I had to double check because I wanted to make sure I was right, but you guys scored 5 points in the 4th quarter. Have you ever experienced that before, and what did happen, or anything?
Well, I don't remember if I've experienced that or not. I'm sure we have. I don't know. At the tail end of the game that we had played, I don't remember that. Or it's been like I said, it's been a while since it happened. But that was just it was. We started okay for the first 6 minutes, and we hit a lull that I think they get a lot of credit for putting us in that position. They played well at all offensive spots, so we didn't have much counter answer. We really couldn't guard them one-on-one in the post, so we had to roll help in there. When we did that, they hit 12 threes, so then you stretch back out and try to guard them out there, and then they go back inside, and we can't guard them in there. So, what are we going to do the next time we play them? I have no idea, but we're going to have to try something different than we did. And, there's going to have to be obviously some personal pride, much greater when they're in here than what it was over there. And, given our team credit, I haven't coached that group this year that we coached at Middle Tennessee. So 40 minutes, let's get rid of that one and move on. And I thought we did for the most part. So,
Coach, how has your team responded this week leading up to this one? Are you seeing how they're responding in practice? Are you happy with it? Are you have to give a little extra push? You know, what's happening?
Well, I mean, I don't think, no, I've been happy with it, but I was happy with, I didn't anticipate last Thursday happening either. So, I mean, who knows? You know, it wasn't like I got on the bus on the way and saw anything like that coming, you know? So I'm fine with where we're at right now. Old Dominion is going to put us in a place that's very difficult to respond from because they're good. I hope we do it to them. How are we going to respond with, you know, people in here and the bright lights? I don't know. I know how I thought we responded for 7 games before Middle Tennessee, and I think to a certain degree we went back to being, you know, better at UAB. They just made more plays than us at the end. You know, they had good interior players, and they made enough shots at spots that it made it difficult for us to run some help in there, and they got the ball where they needed and they made them. And so, you know, I think they went up. One of their post players hit a 3 that put them up 11, and right after that, we came down and made back-to-back baskets to put it back at 6, which I thought in the moment I was like, that's a really good response from us. We were in a really bad spot, and we countered back, and there was maybe 5 minutes left in the game, and then we just couldn't sustain it back, and it creeped back up to 12 or whatever and ended up. So I was fine with the response at UAB. I think Old Dominion, followed by Charlotte, present different challenges. I have been saying the teams are very, very quality, and they are. They're good. They both have some of the best individual players in our league, and their teams are really good too. So, you know, they'll put us in bad spots, and we'll have to counter with some toughness and poise and different things like that.
Elaborate a little
How
bit,
about you guys
the
roll
Old
in?
Dominion do. Sorry, Cassie.
Nah, go for it, Paul.
Could you elaborate a little bit, though, just talk about what Old Dominion does, you know, what's the challenge there specifically, or you know, what do you see in it?
I think it starts from a defensive end. I mean, they have great length as a team, physicality, and they're good on the defensive end. So it starts from there that they can get you in a headspace from a defensive perspective that makes staying steady and mentally tough hard, because they make it hard on you. And then, you know, they have Iggy Allen, who has been really good in this league now for 2 years. They've got Asia Wayne, who's been good from the moment she got in here. And they've got Amari Young, who has been good from the moment she got here. And they have others. They just got a post player. This is her first year there from the University of Miami that's from that area. She's really come on in conference play. So they really stress you from a defensive perspective and then kind of all over the floor from an offensive perspective. But very good length and physicality across the board. So hard to rebound. That'll be a huge key this weekend. They can turn you over. That'll be a big key this weekend. You know, we've got to figure out a way to get shots we like, and that's been tough for everybody that's played them.
Coach, ODU is actually coming off of 2 back-to-back games against Charlotte. How much do you guys spend a lot of time looking at that film? Because you are playing both ODU and Charlotte this week.
Yeah. I mean, no question. You know, and so it's actually slightly easier from my perspective. You know, our assistants, they work ahead. They all have individual scouts. So the same person that's doing ODU is not doing Charlotte. But it does help me that, you know, you kind of want to watch the last 2 they've played probably for sure in full, and then other things as well, kind of in. You get a sense over the years of people that play similar to you, so maybe they have solutions that are similar to what we can have. So I like to watch teams like that against these teams, and then you also want to watch the ones most recent. So it helps me a little bit because I'm watching the same 2 teams. So I will have to go back and rewatch a little closer though on Friday of Charlotte, because you kind of put things in your memory bank, but you're not quite watching them as much as you're watching Old Dominion. So it's a little helpful.
And last time you guys were home, you had a pretty good crowd. You were on a roll. And so you're back home. You're coming off 2 road losses, but you guys are still strong. So what's your message to Herd Nation, I guess, to have everybody come out? I
mean, I think they enjoyed the last time they were here, and so come back, you know, and I think our group will be ready to play hard and fight and the things that they enjoy about watching us play. So, and they're really good teams, and they were prior to this now, and I just got done speaking at a thing here right before lunch in Huntington, and everybody that's coming in here from here on out, they're fantastic teams, really, really good mid-major basketball teams. So I think our team's playing well, and, you know, the other teams are really good too. So if you like basketball, this will be a fun place to be this weekend.
Coach, is that part of your message, that the margin of error in the league is, especially at the top of the league, is so small that you have to kind of hold serve at home?
I
Have
don't,
that really good stuff?
no question, no question. The margin for error for us is, it doesn't exist anymore, right? So like the 3 fouls I talked about on 3-point shots, you can't do that. You know, we just gifted them, like, we lost by 12, and we gifted them like 7 points on that alone, you know? And contest the shot. If it goes in, it goes in, but you can't give them 3 free throws. And so, yeah, our margin for error is nil, doesn't exist, and you got to play tough and well, you know. And that's the way basketball is. Conference basketball is like that. It really doesn't matter what conference you look at right now. Men's, women's, whatever, it's all the same. Very tough games, night in and night out. You can play well and lose, you know. And so there's no margin for error. We got to bring it. I think our kids know that. I think they're excited to play again. They do like playing. You can tell that if you watch them, and that's helpful from a coaching perspective, that they enjoy being here. You know, they enjoy practicing. They like playing. They like playing in front of crowds. So come on and see us. Here's Savannah. See you. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Questions for Miss Savannah Wheeler?
Savannah, can you
Hannah, how you
just,
doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Doing
you
great,
could
Savannah.
you could just start us out. It's a tough road trip, but you got a new week here. Just, what's it been like these last few days, just getting ready to go back at it again, kind of get that bad taste out of your mouth from the weekend?
Yeah, last week wasn't the best performance from our team, obviously. Thursday, I just don't know what happened Thursday. I mean, there's just going to be some games you lose, and, a loss like that, I just feel like you should just put that behind you, and you learn from games like that. And we came out against UAB and bounced back a little bit better, but wasn't good enough to get the job done. But it was definitely a learning experience that week, and basically what you got to do is just move forward. You take from those 2 games, and you learn from the mistakes you made, watch a lot of film from it, and you just make adjustments to what you're going to play for next. And that's just to get ready for this week.
Do you feel this is a group that can do that maybe in years past? Maybe not the group that could, but this team can really bounce back and put things like that behind them and move forward?
Yeah, we definitely are capable of that. I think this group is super competitive. We have a lot of fight in us, and we're just the type that, we're going to listen to what our coach is saying and just listen to what they have to tell us, and we're just a competitive group. I mean, we just like to win and just have a lot of fight. And I think this is a team that we don't give up. So, yeah.
Savannah, I know it's probably painful to talk about Thursday night, but I had to ask Coach, what do you think happened in that fourth quarter? I mean, you guys totaled 5 points in that fourth quarter alone.
I mean, they were just making shots inside and out. I mean, they're post players stepping out 3-point line, knocking down shots, and it's just when teams do that, when they hit us in the mouth like that, sometimes you just gotta punch them back and get right back, and it just wasn't falling for us in that quarter, obviously, and I think that was probably the worst loss of the season for conference play. But yeah, it was definitely a punch in the mouth in that quarter for them to do to us. So we just gotta respond back better, in a positive way, and we just gotta stick them. And I mean, that's what they were doing. They were just sticking them.
Does it help too that you guys do have so much chemistry and stuff that you're able to bounce back after something like that?
Yeah, I think the team chemistry, it's just a positive thing to look at, not just for us, but like just for the game in general. In order to win and to compete, I think just having that overall togetherness of a team and just playing well together, seeing what